Hello. Welcome. I'm Sherman Wheeler. I'm the manager of this apartments. Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too, Mr. Walker. Thank you for meeting with me today.
Call me Sherman. Okay?
Thank you very much, Sherman.
Thank you,
I wonder, do I
Sherman.
need to speak slowly so
I wonder,
your
do I need to
interpreter can speak for me?
No, don't worry about it. The interpreter's going ahead, and she's very skilled, and she'll be able to interpret your comments just fine. Just speak normally, and she'll sign the information and translate it into sign language for me to see.
Well, that sounds easy enough, all right.
I'm curious, how did you find out about the apartment? I'm curious about that.
Well, I just was looking through the Sunday paper and I saw the ad.
I see. Did you finish going in and taking a look at the apartment?
I sure did. I took a drive-by and the tenant was outside, so I asked them if I could go through the apartment, and they allowed me to do that.
I see. What did you think? Did it seem like an okay place
Well,
for you?
I really like the apartment, but I like the fact that it's close to the schools and close to the stores and only 3 miles from my work. It'll allow me to spend so much more time with my children.
You have children? I see. How many do you have? I'm curious how old they are.
I have an 11-year-old and a 6-year-old. The 11-year-old is a girl and the 6-year-old is a boy. And I'm real excited about the fact that they would be able to walk to school if we lived here.
Recently said that you commute only about 3 miles. What kind of work do you do? Where do you work?
Well, I work for a local publisher. Name of the publishers is Bookworms for Kids, and I'm an editor and I assist with the layout.
Oh, that's interesting. How long have you been working at that location for that company?
Well, I've worked there 4 years, since my son was 2 years old. My husband died at that time, and I've worked there ever since.
I'm sorry to hear about your husband. Can I ask you how much you earn?
Well, I'm earning $35,000 right now.
Previously, where have you lived? How long have you lived in your previous location?
Well, I've been living 10 miles away from here. I've lived there for 12 years. And it's a very beautiful house. I really love it. But since my husband passed away, it's been nearly impossible for me to take care of the yard and all of the things, especially with me working full-time. I have hardly any time to spend with my children. So we really decided to sell the house and move closer so that we can spend more time together.
I understand. Do you have any animals, cats, dogs, or other pets?
Well, yes, we do. We have a goldfish, and we also have an old cat. It's been a special friend to us for years and years. It would be really heartbreaking to have to get rid of it.
I think I can accept that. You can understand that there'll be an additional deposit because of the damage that an animal might cause. But I could put that in the lease if that's not a problem.
Oh, no problem at all. I want to be here until the kids get out of school.
Do you have any other questions for me?
Well, yes, I do. I was wondering if that apartment could be painted.
Sure, that would be fine. The recent tenant who lived there but that would be no problem to paint it again in the future.
Well, that would be nice. I wonder if there are any other repairs that need to be done to the apartment before someone moves in?
The tenant moved out yesterday, and I went in and had a look around and checked different things. Electricity, different lights, things, looked over the refrigerator, things seem pretty good. I think after the painting, it might be ready to be moved into tomorrow.
Are they included in the apartment? And if they're not included, how much would they be?
First, you need to pay for electricity. And also of course that'll depend on how much you run the different things with electricity, lights, heat, air. I think it would be less than $15 or so.
Well, that sounds reasonable. I'm also wondering about the other tenants. What kind of people live here? Are there other families?
There's a few other families. About 80% of the people of the tenants who live here are families. You're welcome to. They do interact and get along with each other.
That sounds really nice. Another question I have is, I saw that there's a college close by. I'm wondering if there are a lot of parties in the neighborhood, and if there's quite a bit of noise late at night. We've really been used to a quiet atmosphere.
I hope that you could find it a pretty quiet place to live. Regarding the noise and disruption, really people are required to turn it off by 10 or they let me know. And we keep it down after 10.
Well, another question I would have, I'm really concerned about the influences that come from the outside for my children, and I'm wondering if drugs are a problem in this area. Have you had any problem with drugs, and have you noticed anything in this area?
Really, the whole time that I've been here, I haven't seen any problems. I hope that it's a good, safe environment for children. I think it is. I wouldn't be worried about it. If you're curious, maybe you can ask some of the other tenants with kids and see how they feel. Maybe you can question them and see if that'll help you decide.
I'd really like that. I wonder if you could tell me a little bit more about them and how I can contact them, and if you would allow me to visit them, that would be really wonderful.
Sure. Camille lives in the apartment G22, G12. Has a daughter, one of her daughters is 13. Another man has two children. Jill, who's 8. They're twins actually.